Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Rome Business Radio. This is the Rome Floyd Chamber Small Business Spotlight. We are broadcasting from our new studio location at Hardy on Broad, as Hardy Realty is our studio sponsor, and we are very thankful for their participation in Rome Business Radio. We also work in cooperation with the Rome News Tribune. I'm Roger Manus with Rome Business Radio.
I'm Carly Parker with the Rome Floyd Chamber, and today we have on Heidi Popham with Georgia Northwest Technical College and Evie McNiece with Accounting Solutions Plus.
Hello, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How we doing?
Good.
Sometimes this is where I break into song Ladies Night, when oh, yes, it's Ladies Night. When you don't even remember that song, Carly. Why are you laughing?
I do know that song, though.
Carly, you a little nervous because this is your first podcast,
Yes.
carrying the water for the chamber?
Yes, absolutely. We have Amber kind of sitting outside to make sure I don't say anything bad.
Well, we can edit if we have to. Amber's our studio audience today. Hi, Amber.
Hello.
Said she wasn't going to say anything, and I've already suckered her in. Well, thank you, ladies, for being here. We do appreciate it so much. And Carly, it's painless. You'll get very comfortable, and before long, you'll do all the talking. So just off the top here, let's just kind of a couple of minutes from both of you here about what it is you do and tell us a little bit about your organizations. And Dr. Heidi Popham with GNTC, tell us what you got.
Good morning. I am Heidi Popham. I'm president of Georgia Northwestern Technical College. Been with the college for nearly 27 years now.
Wow.
So we have at Georgia Northwestern, we have 6 campuses. We cover 9 counties of Northwest Georgia. So we go as far south as Polk County campus, all the way up to Tennessee, over to Alabama. So I'm happy to be here this morning.
6 campuses. So that's just GNTC. That's not even the technical system of Georgia, right? That's
Correct.
Just you.
Correct. That's GNTC. There are 22 technical colleges in the state of Georgia. We all have a service area, and GNTC has the 9 counties of Northwest Georgia.
Okay. Well, we'll circle back around. Let's say hello to Evie McNiece. Hi, Evie.
Hey, Roger.
How are things?
Things are just fine. I appreciate you letting me be on today.
How do you like our new spacious digs here at Hardy on Broad?
I love them. I did the last podcast at the other place, and so this is very nice.
And for a while there, we were on Zoom during the pandemic, but I'm just glad to be back face to face. And if folks aren't familiar with the location, it was 440 Broad, and we're hoping that as people know we're taping, they'll start walking by and looking in the windows at us, and
That's right.
and waving and all of that. But so tell us what's going on at Accounting Solutions Plus, which is your bread and butter, although you've done 100 million things in this town. Tell us what's going on with Accounting Solutions.
Well, Accounting Solutions Plus is a full-service accounting and tax office. I've been on my own since 2004 and been at this location on East 2nd Avenue probably for about 10 to 15 years. We do everything from personal taxes, corporate taxes, partnerships, trust and estates. We also are the controller for some companies away from the office. So we do, payroll, we do financial statements, we pay their bills, we do whatever the company needs to have done. And we have a wide variety of different industries that we work with.
Yeah, that's interesting. When did that start happening, that people started outsourcing payroll and stuff? Years ago, it was all kind of done in-house, but now it's a great service so a company can focus on what they do and hand off to you the expertise of what needs to be done.
That's exactly right. And that's what I tell them. I said, you are running a business. You have certain things that you need to focus on. And so we take on that responsibility. And, a lot of the laws have changed. Of course, tax laws change daily. And so, we keep up with that so the company doesn't have to do so. And the same thing, as you said, with payroll, a lot more reporting, a lot more of paying the taxes in. And so the company, it's cheaper to outsource it than to have a full-time person there and then paying them benefits and that. So it's a win-win situation.
Well, the headaches of tax law and you having to keep track. What Why would you want to do that? I'm sorry.
There are some weird people in this world, and I just happen to be one of them. That's my favorite part of the whole thing is to do taxes. To me, it's relaxing. I can sit back, get a good corporate tax return. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. And so
I'd rather watch a ball game. No offense.
Now I do watch my football games, but it's just it's a way that you can interact with the client and give them advice and help them think of different ways to think outside the box, and so it's fun.
Okay, to each his own. Heidi, does that sound fun to you?
Not at all.
Let's dig down in the weeds a little bit. GNTC, just big broad overview. Technical college. What does that mean? What are we getting trained in, and what are we getting educated in?
Well, there's basically three divisions of GNTC. So we have our technical education, which is our credit side of the house, which is our technical certificates of credit, our diplomas, and our associate degrees. Those are in 4 areas. We have business and cyber. We have health technologies, nursing and health technologies. We have industrial technologies, and then we have our public service technologies. So within those 4 areas, we offer over 200 programs of study, anywhere from 1 semester, 8 to 15 weeks, up to 2 years for an associate degree. Our one other area is our adult education, where you can receive your high school equivalency, whether through HiSET test or the GED. So it's free instruction. Come to any of our campuses. And then, of course, you can take the test, either HiSET or GED. And then we have our business and industry training, continuing education, which is our non-credit side of the house, where you can get customized business and industry training in any area, business, like soft skills, leadership skills, industrial, things like forklift, OSHA, PLC, things like that. We can go to your company and do the training, or you can come to one of our campuses. So those are basically the 3 areas that we have. But like I said, over 200 programs, and then from anywhere from technical certificates of credit all the way up to associate degrees.
And what size? What's the enrollment? What's your faculty staff size? All that stuff.
We have about 300 full-time employees over our 6 campuses, and as far as enrollment, we're usually right around 5,800, 6,000 students in fall semester. That's our largest semester.
Okay, and you're a doctor in what was it again?
Higher education, adult education.
Okay, and what is your background?
My background with the college.
Just you went to school here at Pepperell, right?
I did. I graduated Pepperell High School. I mentioned earlier that my husband was in the military, so we left. We were away for 8 years, but ended up coming back home.
And then we got to digress for a minute. So they were in the military, and I asked her before we started taping, so did you see the world? Where did you go? And tell her where you were stationed.
Biloxi, Mississippi, and Montgomery, Alabama. So Southeast. We got to see more of the Southeast.
Well, I said there's a beach in Biloxi, and in Montgomery you can go see Hank Williams' grave.
And we did that. We checked that off. So, but
Carly, do you know who Hank Williams is?
I do. My father loves Hank Williams.
Carly, that's going to be a recurring theme. You're going to make fun of my age, and I'm going to make fun of yours. I'm sorry. No,
that's okay.
I won't. I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No problem. So we coming back to Rome area. Our children were starting kindergarten. So we moved back home, and so been here ever since. But for me, I ended up working at GNTC. At that time, it was Coosa Valley Technical College. And so started there many years ago in 1995. So I'm approaching 27 years. But I started there as administrative assistant to the president.
And now you are the president.
And now I'm the president. But came to the college just, a little bit about education. I had my associate degree then, but I continued my education and got my undergraduate degree, my master's degree, and then my doctorate degree. So just preaching what I, support, and that's education and furthering your education. So that's what we try to encourage in all of our students is that, technical education is a way to get that skill and that trade. You can leave us and go get that family sustaining wage because many of our programs pay very high incomes when our students leave, or you can continue your education. We have articulation agreements with the Board of Regents schools, many of our out-of-state schools, so our students have just many opportunities to be successful once they come with us and then leave us.
Well, I took a note here when you were talking about some of the areas that you focus on. You said business and cyber.
Mm-hmm.
Has cyber become a thing, I guess, over here the last 10 or 20 years?
Yeah, cybersecurity is one of our larger programs. The interest is growing in that. Manufacturing is a huge area that we have a lot of students in manufacturing. Logistics is picking up. We cannot produce enough welders or truck drivers. We teach both of those programs. So very large. And then, of course, health technologies. All of our health programs are maxed out, and we have competitive admissions to get into any of our health programs.
Competitive admissions for those.
Yes,
well, and this being a healthcare area, is there easier placement after finishing?
Absolutely. All of our students in our health care have clinical rotations that they have to meet to get their licenses. Many of our programs have to be licensed to work in that area. So they have the clinical rotations, and they have positions, they have jobs before they actually graduate.
Wow. And you said welders and truck drivers are in demand, which is interesting. So that when work comes looking for you and you're not looking for work, that's probably a better place to be.
Yes.
I would guess. So you're born and raised here.
Yes.
Evie, you born and raised here?
No, I was born in New York, and I grew up in Marietta.
Right.
Graduated high school in Marietta. And
so how long were you a Yankee?
Well, for 10 years, not of my own fault. I am a true Southern woman.
Right. So you prefer the Braves to the Yankees?
Yes. Now, I did go to Shea Stadium, and I did
like the Mets.
Mets. That's right. Tom Seaver and the Mets back then.
Wow.
Yes.
I could tell.
1969, they won the World Series.
Yeah, they beat the Braves in the playoffs.
Oh, did they really that year? Okay. I did not know that at that year. The only thing I knew was the World Series.
That was the Miracle Mets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what they call them. Anyway, so Marietta, then what?
Marietta, and then that's where I married. And then we moved to Savannah for about 5 years. My husband did anesthesia, and he was at Scottish Rite, and so he wanted to do adult trauma. So we moved down to Savannah. And then we decided to come back to the right part of Georgia and moved back to Rome. And we've been here about 30 years. Okay.
And in that time, you have been completely engrossed in the community. You serve on all kinds of boards, and you've done all kinds of. Can you give us an overview of everything you've touched? In fact, you're the first female mayor, as I recall.
That is correct.
So you not only have you been actively involved in the community, but a pioneer in the community. So congratulations for that.
Well, thank you.
But just tell us about what has compelled you to serve in so many different ways, and where you have served.
Okay. Well, I did serve as mayor, and I did serve for 12 years on the Rome City Commission. And the reason why I got involved in so much is because Rome is a great town, and there is a lot of potential, and we've had a lot of growth. We've had a lot of great companies come in. The people are just wonderful, and so I always put it down to the 4 C's: the city, the county, the chamber, and the citizens. That's how I look at it.
That'll be on a bumper sticker or something.
But, I've served I was chairman of the board of the chamber back in 2007, and served on the development authority, and served on many nonprofit boards. And it's just easy because there are some needs, and you just feel like, maybe I can do something, or you can be a part of helping to do something. But I just love Rome. I think Rome is an excellent town. I love living here. We raised both of our 2 boys here. I have grandbabies here. And my son, actually, he's a physician at Harbin, and he did his residency in South Carolina, and I thought he was going to stay. But he realized that Rome is a good place to raise kids. And so, he came back. And that's what I want to see. I want to see, our young people excel. And, when I listen to Heidi, I'm just amazed at what Northwest Georgia Technical College does for young people. And then to keep them in our community, because we can use their expertise and we can use their young minds. And so I don't know. It's just easy to serve and to volunteer here because it's such a great place to live.
Wow. We should put that in a commercial.
Oh,
Carly, what's coming up at the Chamber? I know you had some things you wanted to mention.
Yes, we do. Up on the calendar, we have a Young Professionals Party at Launchbox, and that's Thursday, July 7th at 4:30 at Stonebridge. And then we have a ribbon cutting July 12th at 10 a.m. for Roots and Willow Floral Design Studio. And then another ribbon cutting at East Rome Walmart for their remodeling July 15th at 8 a.m.
So all these ribbon cuttings is new members.
Yes.
And that's your job now, right?
Yes, sir. It is. I am starting to get more on my plate, obviously with the help of everyone at the Chamber and the council and my ambassadors and stuff like that. People are starting to put a little bit more responsibility. I'm starting to learn a lot more, just like coming on this podcast that I'm responsible for now.
Oh, they handed it to you?
Yes.
So are you liking it? Are you getting the swing of things?
Yeah, I think so. I kind of going off what Evie said. I love Rome. I'm from Rome. We came back here. Me and my husband did. We love to see Rome grow, the community grow, new businesses, old businesses celebrating their 5, 10, 15 years. I'm one of those cheerleaders that's like, let's go Rome.
Let's go Rome. Heidi, as they both touched on the fact the community has been growing in recent years, and I know, housing an issue. Does that get reflected in your enrollment or the need for your graduates, the growth and perhaps the new business attracting coming to the community?
Absolutely. Specifically for the graduates, the workforce development, that is our mission, is workforce development. So, we try to stay in touch with our business and industry community. We have advisory committees for every one of our programs that is made up of our business and industry community partners. They let us know. They come in and look at our curriculum. They let us know the employment needs that they have. They look at our equipment, and they inform us or our graduates what they need to be able to meet their workforce needs. So the community partnership, we couldn't do what we do without them. So, it's imperative that we keep that connection. But as the community grows, as new companies come in, we like to, be at the table to understand what their workforce needs are and to ensure, if we have a program that can meet that need. And
I guess being a member of the Chamber would help with that networking and staying connected, right?
Yes. Of course, we have being a member of this chamber. We've been for many, many years. So it's just being involved, being on the committees, listening to the different needs, listening to GRIO, which is the Existing Industries Association. So, we try to stay in the know, I guess, is, on the front end of it so we can better understand what those workforce needs are going to be.
I wanted to circle back around to something you said earlier that we just kind of touched on. When you started at GNTC, when it was CUSA, you were the administrative assistant to the president.
Yes, sir.
So, whatever that entails, you're the right hand.
Right.
And now you're the president. So tell us about that journey. I don't know that I've ever heard of that before in any business anywhere.
Yeah. So when I, being like you were saying, administrative assistant to the president, I worked with a local board, our board of trustees. I worked with every department in the college. And so it was just getting to know all the different areas, economic development, the financial side of it, and just working with that. So as I grew in my education, then, different opportunities came available. I got very involved with institutional effectiveness, which was the accreditation of the college, strategic planning, continuous improvement. So soon did become the director of institutional effectiveness. Then we merged shortly after that. In 2009, we merged. Coos Valley Technical College merged with Northwestern Technical College up in Walker County. And so we merged. I was named then the vice president of institutional effectiveness. And then several years after we merged, I was named the executive vice president. And then in 2019, named the president. So, yeah, that was how it happened. But I think it was just that initial understanding of the college and the different areas. And then as I grew, with a college and had the strategic planning, just working on different boards, different committees. It's just the knowledge and then the interest of the position. So,
and as president, when are you up for re-election? Do you think you'll carry Floyd County?
I'm not sure. But yes, I would hope so.
So when Coosa merged with,
Northwestern,
were they weren't really competing, were they? They were just different areas, and now
they had different. They had 4 counties in the north, and then we had 3. So we had Floyd, Gordon, and Polk, and then they had, I'll probably miss one, but Chattooga, Dade, Walker, and Catoosa. Since we merged, Georgia Northwestern picked up Murray County and Whitfield County. So those are new to the college. So we're not even the same as we were pre-merger to merge because we picked up additional 2 counties.
Right.
So we now have our Dalton Whitfield, our Whitfield Murray campus that's in Dalton. Is a fairly new campus to us.
That's a pretty large footprint. When did you get the extra counties?
We got them. You're asking me dates now.
You could.
September 2019 is when we cut the ribbon on the new building. So I think we got the counties in 2017, possibly.
Okay.
2016. I'm guessing there.
That's close to that. And Evie, when did you realize you could do math?
Well, when I got out of high school, what I did was I went into I went to Emory. And I graduated from there with a degree in allied health, and I was a respiratory therapist. And I worked intensive care and the emergency room for.
Well, is that how you met your husband? Because he was.
Yeah, that's exactly how we met.
All right.
And so I did that, and then I thought, well, I'm going to go back to school and work on becoming, getting into hospital administration is what I thought.
Right.
And then the first couple of business classes that you have to take are accounting. And the nerd part in me said, yeah, this is it. And so I continued with the accounting, and therefore here we are now.
Well, did you work anywhere as accounting, or did you just start your own, put out your own shingle, as they say?
No. When I first got out, I'd worked downtown Atlanta. I worked for Wachovia Bank. And First Atlanta was merging with Wachovia at that time. So I went through that merger, and so I was in the corporate world there. And then I when we moved to Rome, I really wanted to get into public accounting, and so I worked for a public accounting firm here, and 2 of them actually, and did about. I'd say probably about 7 years there, and then just thought, well, there's something else out there. So I went back and I worked with SunTrust and became an investment consultant, and that wasn't what I wanted to do. And so at that time, I opened up my business, and that was in 2004.
Well, one of the things that I find interesting when we do this podcast is asking people their backgrounds and their stories, because some people, they get dialed in right out of high school or college. They find their path, or they work for an organization a long time, and within that organization, like you did, Heidi, you find your path, and now you're Madam President. But some people, you started off in healthcare, and now you're doing other people's taxes.
That's true.
Which is, some people are a car salesman, and then they work at a restaurant. They bounce around until they find it. It's just different styles to reach the same successful end. I had a person tell me in college, which I always thought was a great bit of advice: see somebody successful and then do what they did, because they've set a path for you. If again, I go into sports all the time, but if you want to be a head football coach, how did that person become a head football coach? Well, they bounced around as an assistant coach. They started off as a graduate assistant somewhere. I'm talking college, but high school, you get a degree in education or physical. I don't know what you have to get a degree in, but follow the path. If you want to be the CEO of Coca-Cola, there's a path. Figure it out, But some people carve their own. Like you carved your own. You tried this. Nope, not a good fit. You tried that. Not a good fit. So tell me a little bit about the entrepreneurial spirit you found as you decided to put out your own shingle.
Well, it was one of those things. My husband and I talked about it, and it was a now or never thing. you can do it. It's just a matter of, getting out there and putting your name out there. It's a whole lot different owning a business than working for a business. No question about that. I mean, you can be there till midnight, because things have to be done, and you are the person who, has to make sure it's done. I have great people in the office, so I do have, great help. But, you're the one who worries about, are the bills paid, or, how do we get new clients? But it all fell into place. It was a whole lot easier than I ever thought it was going to be. We opened up. I had clients already, and word of mouth, networking, becoming a member of the chamber.
Well, yeah, and you're so plugged into the community,
right?
Yeah.
And that helps. I mean, it really does. And you just have to know who to go to, and what to ask, and people, if they trust you, they want to do business with you. And you have to make sure that you do what you say you're going to do. You have to provide that service. And, if it's meeting on a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon, then you do it. You service your clients, and they become loyal, and it just feeds on itself. And I'm amazed at the business that I have now. It's much more than I ever thought about.
Well, if you put out a good product or service, word of mouth is probably the best marketing. But how do you market yourself other than just your relationships? Do you do social media or advertising, or what do you do?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't do any of that at all.
Yeah.
I like you said, it's networking. So, I mean, I know a lot of people. The chamber has been an amazing resource for me. And so, no, I don't advertise. I'm not very good at social media. I do check my Facebook page every once in a while, if that counts for anything.
You're not dancing on TikTok?
No. As I told you, TikTok just means the sound of my clock at home. So no, I just don't do that. And, but the business has grown tenfold since the day I opened up.
Heidi, I saw you nodding your head when she was talking about the responsibility of being the one in charge. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Is that right? I guess you can empathize.
I can. We have a great team, though. I have a great team at GNTC, faculty, staff, and, of course, the executive team. So we all work well together and just face the challenges as we need to.
And how do you guys market yourselves? Just anywhere and everywhere?
Anywhere and everywhere. Very heavy in the digital area of streaming and Facebook and all the social media sites. But we still do traditional radio, newspaper, television, billboards, podcasting. But yes.
So let's kind of just wrap things up here with any final thoughts or contact information, how people can connect with you on social or follow your website or give you a call to do business with you. Anything you've got coming up that we haven't mentioned yet that you want to make sure we get mentioned. Heidi, we'll start with you.
All right. Just a couple of newer programs out there,
okay.
Although they're not here in Rome. But at our Polk County campus, we're starting our new line worker program. So it'll start August 15th, fall semester. So we have a first cohort that is already full. So we're excited about that. That's in partnership with Georgia Power, huge partner with GNTC. So very thankful for them and the other partners we have. We have a flooring installation program that's fairly new at our Whitfield Murray campus in Dalton. So, excited about seeing those new programs grow and meeting the needs in the community there. But you can reach us at www.gntc.edu. All of our programs are listed on there, and we welcome you. Our fall semester starts August 15th, so we are enrolling, registering students now. So come out and see us at any of our campuses, and we'll be happy to assist you and get you on a track to whatever field of study you want to enter.
Beautiful. Thank you. Evie, final thoughts, or how can people reach out to you?
Well, they can certainly call our office at 706-237-6070. Email us at accounting_solutions@comcast.net. And just, to let companies know that They don't have to do all of it on their own. They can outsource a lot of their financial responsibilities, and we'll be glad to meet and to help them out.
And worry about the taxes for them.
And worry about the taxes for them. And for my clients who are out there who have extensions, it's getting close, guys.
Okay, Carly, from the Chamber, final thoughts on anything coming up that you want to make sure we get mentioned, and contact info, et cetera?
Everything that I mentioned before, the young professionals, the couple ribbon cuttings, and anyone can go to our website at www.romegeorgia.com and check our calendar for upcoming events. That's how we kind of try to stay in touch with everyone. And you can reach us at 706-291-7663.
Beautiful. Amber, since you were our studio audience today and you did say hello, would you like to say goodbye?
I will say goodbye. Thank y'all so much for being here. We really do appreciate everyone. And like Carly said, just find us at romega.com.
Beautiful. Ladies, we appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for being here. You've been listening to the Rome Floyd Chamber Small Business Spotlight. We broadcast from the Hardy Realty Studios in the Hardy on Broad space. We work in cooperation with the Rome News Tribune. Thank you so much for listening.